Hey.
Why you look so happy?
I think it could be big.
HOH?
Yeah.
Why?
I was talking to her and she had tried to build like a trio with me and Brayden early on, and we were like, yeah, down, whatever.
Yeah.
And while I was talking to her, she's like, I don't know what happened to us. I wanted us to work, but then you guys were still sort of doing a duo. You excluded me, and now we're in this situation, and it really sucks. And she kept apologizing, being I'm so sorry, and being because I wasn't sure how we were, it forced me to make other alliances, and I feel so bad that this is a situation. It's heartbreaking. I'm so sorry. I wish there was another veto. And I was like, girl, was this you? It seemed like maybe she had an emotional moment and was like, fuck them.
Emotional what?
An emotional moment when she won and was like, fuck them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just doesn't make sense.
It might not. I'm still, I was 100% sure it was Ty, but now it could have been her. If you feel rejected, what are you going to do?
Put yourself on slop again. Put you two on slop, put Kiefer on slop.
Because she has been tighter than ever with that. She has been tighter than ever with the boys. She just had a moment where she's like, well, they don't have my back, and they were saying whatever, so I'm going to put them up. One will go home, and then I'll be in with the other side. I gave them a chance. They blew it. Da-da-da. Because I could see that happening.
Did you even talk about the vote then, or
I talked about the vote, and she was like, the thing that kind of was a red flag to me was she's like, oh, because she listened to my pitch and I think it clicked with her, and she's like, you should just tell Brayden to stop campaigning. I'm like, and she didn't give me a yay or nay. She's like, okay, I'll talk to everybody and see what's up. She seemed very not willing to be I would be down to vote for that, because I don't know if she had a vote. I'm 50-50 between the two now. Could be Vic or Ty. Just based on vibes.
Okay. But I just don't understand why they're so panicked then.
Who?
The boys, why are they asking everybody who they're voting for?
Because I think they still want me out because I think it's Ty. And I'm a bigger
But
threat.
they wouldn't even be panicked. They wouldn't be asking, Jed was asking me who I'm voting for, what do I think of the vote?
Because they're 3 for sure. I think they know that this house flips around. She was saying that she was worried because she thinks she might be the swing.
She did say that?
And she also said that at one point she was like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of do you guys dirty this week, in conversations, I guess, but I wonder if there was deeper meaning behind that, you know? Because she was upset, she was she shed a tear, she was upset, she was uncomfortable. So I'm maybe that's why you were off, because you felt a type of way. Very possible. So I think with her, sometimes emotions rule. She could have seen me and Brayden get super close, and then us get close with you and Kyle, and she just felt left out, and she's like, fuck them all. Possible.
That would be so shitty.
Yeah. Because I feel my pitch should be appealing to especially her. And she wasn't swayed one way or the other, you know what I mean? If I was in her shoes, I would want me around.
She just told me it was 50-50, she told me she'd be down to do whatever, she doesn't care. She said it's pretty equal at this point. Yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like why everyone would be like running around today.
I could be wrong. I just got like this weird like vibe from the conversation where I'm like, why is it this emotional? You know what I mean? Maybe she felt bad about saying bad things about us, but it seemed a little deeper than that to me.
I think she put you on the block.
Possible. Like, she's ballsy. She would told Ty to his face that she would put him up. You know?
But then why not just put him up? And like, why come to me and be like, I'm putting up the boys next week?
I don't know. Fear of being left out.
Huh?
Fear of being left out.
Fuck, I swear to God. If it's her, good fucking job. If it's her, good job. She was in my top 3. I thought it was Beth, Deshawn, or Vic. And then I'm like, there's no way she would do this.
I don't think it was a smart move at the end of the day, and I think maybe that's why the reaction was the way it was. I think it had been an emotional play that ended up this way. Potentially. I'm not ruling him out, but I'm just saying it was weird.
But she did say, I feel like I could be the swing vote.
Yeah, she said, I feel like I'm the swing vote, but if I was invisible HOH, I'd say the same shit. And then whoever stayed, I'd be like, I swung in your favor.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's how it's like.
Because she always asks me, like, how do you feel about Austin and Brayden? How do you feel about Austin and Brayden?
Yeah.
So, like, I always knew it was possible. I was just, like, I was so confident that it had to be one of them. Because why are they running around? They would have 4 votes. Why are they, like cuddling?
Kiefer?
Huh?
Like Kiefer?
Yeah. Kiefer said, we're hands down, I'm voting for Brayden to stay. So,
Yeah.
like...
So they should be fine. Maybe. Maybe she's just stressed about being the swing vote.
Like, why are they, like, cuddling her on the couch? And
Yeah, maybe. Could totally be the case. Maybe she just had a bad week and she's feeling emotional. Weirdly, I may have Beth.
You think so?
Maybe.
What was your conversation with her?
Obviously, do not say a word.
Yeah.
A fucking word. Because
Yeah.
if I stay here, you're literally my person in the game.
Yeah.
I just said, I'm like, you haven't set yourself up well for like long-term success.
Mm-hmm.
Your best chance at that is me.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like fully like into it.
Hmm?
I know she's sketch. Could totally be blowing smoke up my ass.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I gave a really fucking good pitch in there.
Okay, so immediately after she talked to you, she came and talked to me. And the way she was describing it, it was like, so you want Austin to stay in this game? She's like, oh, I could pull Brayden over. Brayden would stick to us. He'd be a number. But Austin would take this shot, and she's more likely to win. That's what she's saying to me. I'm not saying anything to Beth, because I know whatever I say, she takes back to the boys.
Yeah.
But she's been trying to form this, like, 2-person thing. And,
Yeah.
like, what's going to give me the best opportunity to take a shot at the boys. But I just, like, I can't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. That's why I'm just like,
I
is
agree.
she actually meaning it?
Well, I said, I'm like, because she's like, how do you feel with Rohan?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, I feel okay with him. I'm like, obviously, like I thought we were closer, and then he didn't use the veto on me, so I'm like, I'm tentative around him. Like, I'm very careful what I say. That's what I said. I'm like, but I'm like, if I stayed, I would definitely try to like make that relationship better, and then maybe the 3 of us could go far.
Mm-hmm. Because Beth could vote for you to stay.
And blame it on Kiefer.
Blame it on Kiefer. And be in a great position in this house.
Because then Beth tells the boys to keep us out of the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tina, Tara, Kiefer, Vic are in trouble.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to talk to Vic tonight, just like do our days or whatever. And then I'll talk to her about this. And just try to gauge if she's voting. The only thing is just like, why when I went to Jed after the conversation that you and I had about like Final Six stuff, why did he like panic and tell me it was Tara? Why didn't he just tell me it was Vic?
That's true. That's true. I'm just speculating.
I mean, it is a possibility. It's never not been a possibility.
Yeah.
It just would be so stupid.
Yeah, it'd be a really dumb move.
It's just like, fuck, I'm playing this game with a bunch of fucking dummies. I mean, she has been saying, like, what she could be referencing is like even last night when you and Brayden got the warning to go to bed, like when you were sitting over here, she was like, it was just me, Tina, Tara, and her in the room, and she's like, oh, surprise, surprise, they're hanging out again. Like right before you came in, and she apologized to you. She said that. So I was like, so is that maybe what she's referencing? Like maybe she's just being in like a little bit of a mood.
Maybe.
And she just feels bad about like talking about you guys to maybe them.
Yeah, maybe. Because she really did like glue herself to them for the past couple days.
Yeah.
So maybe.
I just feel like she would have stuck one of them on slop too. I mean, it's a possibility. I just feel like things don't add up. And if it is, like, great fucking job. Like, great job.
My only thought was like the slop and the block was an emotional play. That was the only thing I'm like, maybe.
But an emotional play to put yourself on slop?
She said cover my base and then fucked them over twice. I don't know. It's just a theory. I still would, if I had to bet on it, I'd probably still bet it was Ty. But like, I'm not as confident as I was on that. I just want to know by tonight what the fuck's happening.
Yeah, it was like the Jed at the TikTok wall. I was like, oh yeah, it's like tough, like, because we don't know who's not voting. And he's like, oh yeah, shit, I didn't think about that. Like, didn't think about that?
It really depends on what Beth wants. Because she brought up too, she's like, yeah, Brayden's a number, but you're actually like the game. I told her, I said,
well, I asked Beth in the conversation, I was like, what do you want to do in this game, Beth? Are you here to have a good time or are you here to win the game? And she said, I'm here to win the game. And I said, look, you're in the driver's seat because you have a better relationship with the boys on the game level. You tell me what you think is best for you and I going forward. I wasn't going to say a name to her because then she's going to take it back, but if she said she's going to come back to me tonight. And if she comes back to me and tells me that she's evicting you, then I'm just going to be like, honestly, that's what I expected, and I'm a little disappointed. Because I'm just going to like play to her ego a little bit, and I'm just going to be like, honestly, I thought you were going to be a different game player than this, and it's a little disappointing to watch.
I told her, I said, you keeping Brayden is your emotional move. I'm like, you keeping me is your game move.
Yeah.
Because I said, everyone thinks we're at odds anyway. It's smart for you to keep me. That's the thing. Vic is too all over the place. That's why Brayden and I didn't stick to her, because we would tell her one thing and then we would hear her run around and tell everyone else. We're like, girl, what is this?
I'm just trying to think of like how things would add up here. Like, why be all over her on the couch? Like, basically defending her. Why are they panicked about the vote right now? what was that conversation up in the bathroom yesterday? Like, there's just a lot of things that, obviously they saw me talking to Vic on the couch yesterday, and Jed pounced
Instantly,
in.
yeah.
And they're like, holy shit, it's stuff happening right now. And they ran up to the bathroom and they started talking about it.
What's making me sad is I don't know if Brayden's going as hard as I am on the campaign.
If he's going as hard?
I don't think he's going as hard as I am.
Don't forget about that. I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point. You guys are going to be split up one way or the other. You guys can settle it outside of this house. But why do you think she told you that Brayden should just stop campaigning?
Vic?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she make it easier on herself. I think she was just saying it as like a, you know, oh, he should just stop campaigning, because she was like struggling even to talk to me because she was getting emotional.
She make a move this stupid though. I would.
I don't think so. I don't know. But I just, like, while I was talking to her, I'm like, this could have been you. Like, that just, like, crossed my mind. Like, maybe that's why she was so fucking, like, down all week. And all weird and, like, randomly angry. That could also just be her, like, trading info with the boys. It's all made up about us hating her. And maybe she's walking around pissed because of that. But, like, you never know.
I'm just gonna let her know about the boys tonight. Did you talk to her at all about how they think they have you wrapped up, or?
Yeah, I said, I'm like, they were guarding you the way they were guarding Kiefer.
Yeah.
I'm like, they do it to intimidate. I'm like, that's an intimidation move, because how can I talk to you when they're like that?
Yeah.
She's like, you're so right. I'm like, well.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll follow up with her tonight. I'll just talk about the same points. And we'll see what Beth has to say.
I feel like next week is going to be so intense.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to feel like this all week.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to Vic, and then I'll talk to Beth later.
We'll know by tonight, I think, how it's going to go. Yeah. Tina was trying to tell me that Kiefer would make all the difference for me. Like, I know fucking Kiefer's not keeping me.
No, he's not. I don't think so.
No. What's scary too is Vic and Kiefer are so close, and they're both emotional players who say a lot of shit.
Yeah, they were talking on the couches. It's just frustrating because both of them know this game so much. They're like the two biggest fans in here, arguably. Why are they making these emotional decisions? If that's the case, if she's HOH, like, I'm fucking shocked. Like, good on you for hiding it, but, like,
Dumb move.
it's a dumb move. And after I talked to her in the ball pit, after, like, you were named replacement nominee, like, we just 100% laid out to her exactly what we said and that whole conversation. And she was like, I'm not coming after you guys, to me and Kyle. And she was like, I want to make a big move. Even in the ball pit after Elizabeth HOH was happening, she's like, I would put up with boys. Is that all a decoy?
Could be, because a big move could also be turning on your alliance.
Yeah. And she came up to you guys and she's like, oh, I still want to do oddballs, still want to do oddballs.
Yeah. I don't know. Just made me feel very like, interesting.
Okay, well, it's interesting about Beth. I'm going to play to Beth's ego a little bit. And, you know, if she comes and says, oh, I'm evicting Austin, then I'm going to be like, look, it's a little disappointing. You know, I thought you were going to be a different game player than this.
My only thing is for Beth to vote for me, I think the vote needs to be 4-3.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because if it's 5-2, can you still blame it on Kiefer? Like technically, but less likely.
There's also that silhouette too on the fucking nomination screen. Clearly a dude.
But why make it look just like fucking Ty? Why?
Or like, why even show a silhouette at all? Like, why? Like,
Why would it just like be like a anonymous, like
yeah.
just a black,
Yeah.
like shadowy silhouette? If we stay, if it's me and you, the only people that cannot win would be Kiefer and Vic. I think Beth could potentially get an ear with the boys. Potentially. I don't know. Best case scenario, Tina, Tara, one of us, or Beth. Who would have thunk it?
Do you feel that she's being... I mean, she would have no reason to lie to you right now. Like, you're on the block.
I told her, I said, I'm going to be blunt with you. I trust this stays between us. This is what I think is best for your game. Honestly. That's why, like, I haven't talked to fucking Jed. I know he won't keep me. I'm not going to talk to fucking Ty, and I'm not going to talk to Kiefer. I know they're not keeping me.
Yeah. Oh my god, if it's her, then I'm gonna self-evict.
If it's Vic.
Yeah.
I just, like, caught a vibe. And maybe it's just that she was being shady towards us all week.
Yeah.
But it could also be that she made this big emotional play and is now like, fuck. Did I want to do this? It's one or the other.
Alright. Well, I'll find some time to talk with her then. Just hash it out. See if I can, like, figure out if she might be. When I said, like, should we keep Austin, she was like, honestly, I'm down for whatever. She was just like, obviously she would have to play the part, so who knows, I guess, but...
Yeah.
That'd be fucked up. Me, like, so confident that it's Ty.
Yeah. I was literally 100% sure. Then I was like, eh.
When I was in bed, I told her I was 8 away on the rocks. And she said it was close, but not that close. But she didn't tell me her number.
She told me that she was at like 671.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she's a smart girl, but she's also emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany and I were talking about today, she like does math in her head so fast. She like figures things out really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
This really depends on how scared Beth and Vic are. Oh, also apparently Vic was telling me that she was talking to Tina and Tara both said that they'd be too scared to take a shot at the boys.
What? That's just a weird thing to say.
Wouldn't that be a crazy weird thing to say?
Yeah.
Why would you be afraid of that when they would go home?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a weird thing to say. God damn it. Alright, well. Let me digest this a little bit. And then go
I was shook after my call. I'm like, fuck, was it her?
That'd be so fucking wild.
I just don't get how someone in her position could be an either or, you know? Like, oh, it doesn't matter to me which one stays. It's like we're two very different players here. It should matter to someone like you who's in the middle.
Yeah.
She said to me on the couch, too, that Beth is her target.
What?
Yeah. It's like, I don't trust her. She's my target. So she's playing a dirty game.
Okay, well, let me just have a conversation. Let me eat and then have a conversation with her.
Have fun.
She's around. Fuck me.